Scope refers to the visibility of variables. Variables which are defined outside of a function block have global scope. Global scope means they can be seen everywhere in your JavaScript code. For instance, I'm going to declare a variable right here called myGlobal. I'll set it to 10. Now, since this is set outside of a function, we can see it anywhere in the whole code, even in this function right here called fun2. We can see that we reference it here, and we're going to be able to see it. Now, this is an if statement, which we will talk more about later, but we're checking if the type of myGlobal does not equal undefined. So it will not equal undefined if it has been defined and the program knows about the variable. Since this is global scope, it does not equal undefined. It equals 10. The program knows about the variable because this is in global scope. So since this function can access the myGlobal variable, we'll run what's in this if statement, where we just add to this output variable myGlobal, and then we put with the value of myGlobal, which is 10. Now here's another example where we're going to see if the type of oops global equals undefined. Well, we're going to set that here. So it is possible to set a variable without using the var keyword. So I'm going to set this to oops global equals 5. So you can see here that there is no var keyword. So normally, if you do use a var keyword, since this is within a function, it will be scoped to that function. If we had the var keyword here, this would be scoped to this function, so you would not be able to see it in this function. However, since we forgot to put the var keyword in this example, there's no var keyword, it becomes global automatically. That means you can access it anywhere else in the program, including here. So if we put the var keyword, then oops global would equal undefined, and then we would never have this line in the output. However, since we did not put the var keyword, oops global equals 5, and this will be added to the output. Oops global and then the colon 5. So when we console.log the output, it's going to say myGlobal 10, oops global 5. Now, actually, it's not going to say that because this is in Scrimba, and in Scrimba, it's more careful and just enforces the fact that you have to use a var keyword. But if we were in our browser, it would not enforce the var keyword, and then it would actually show myGlobal 10, oops global 5. If this was a little complicated, don't worry about that, because a lot of these concepts we'll be going over again later with additional examples. Variables which are declared within a function, as well as the function parameters, have local scope. That means they are only visible from within the function. let me show you what I mean. If I declare a variable right here, my var equals 5. So we've declared this variable inside a function. So this variable, my var, is only visible inside the function. So it says console.log my var. It should console.log the 5. So we're going to call the function here, and it's going to console.log my var, but then the program is going to run this console.log that's outside of the function. It's still going to try to access my var. And so let's see what happens. You can see in the console that first there's a 5 because it console.log within the function. Then there's an error because it tried to access my var outside of the function. So really we just need to delete this where we try to access the variable outside the function. And now there is no error.